I think we're right. I think it's time, right? Let's do the thing. I think it's this button, right? It's that one. Did I get it right? Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It is so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today I can't see my clock. Today is April 18th, 2024, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? I've been tinkering with some Aspire gadgets and gizmos and features over the last 24 hours. I've been having a lot of fun exploring and learning more about .NET Aspire, and I think we're going to have some time to do that today. What do you mean it knows this hat? It knows this hat. No, you're not. You're going to be that way today. I see how it is. I tell you, I'll just do that, and we'll do one of these, and we'll try it one more time. No, not going to find it. Fine. It's the Daily Bugle hat. I tell you, from Spider-Man. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat room. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Tune in wherever you can get connected. You can dial in and be a part of the conversation. Watch along, chime in. I want to hear from you. I want to talk about some of the cool things that are going on out here. Look at all the folks that are here already. Look at them. They're right over there. It's right here. How's it going there? Let me say hello to Warm Peas, Fail to Connect, Napalm Codes. Happy time zone to you. Robert Steffen, good afternoon to you. Over on YouTube, Spicy Thunder. Hello, nice to see you. Chris Jones is here. Phil Vesey, managed to catch a live one. Yeah, you're here a lot. That's all right. Mehmet on YouTube, how you doing? Welcome. Wise Otter is here. Robson Previato, hello to you in Brazil. The Neo is here. We fought with the hat for a little bit. Yeah, it's hard to find a good AI these days. So, here's the deal. Here's where we left off, right? We've been building a website that, quite frankly, we're going to launch today. We are the start, the launch, the introduction of a new website is happening today. We are going to finish a first version of aspirify.net. This is a website that we're building here. We're building it with Aspire, with Blazor. We're using a little bit of Azure storage to build and deliver a website that's going to be a little bit Reddit inspired, but it's going to show off all kinds of cool things that are going on with .NET Aspire that we can learn from, that we can check out, that we can watch videos about. I spent a bit of time yesterday tweaking, tuning, getting a little bit of that in line. I'm just double checking my calendar here. I've got plenty of time. I don't have to stop immediately. How am I? I'm doing great, my Matt. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to show you a little bit of what I was experimenting with, and dive in and do a little bit more tuning, prep, and thinking about some of the things that we want to build for aspirify.net. Napalm made a ton of progress with his Aspire demo yesterday. Got SignalR, Redis, and RabbitMQ working shockingly easily. Nice. Good to hear that. I'm not going to dive down into a service bus just yet. But we're going to get there. H. Mendoza, hello. Good morning to you. So, let me run the sample and start with the website, and then we'll back into some of the things that I started tweaking, building, tuning there. Unhip Coder.
Right there. Unhip Coder just resubscribed for 41 months. Hey, Fritz.
Hey, you. How's it going there, Unhip Coder? Thank you so much for the resub, and I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. All of our cheers, all of our subscriptions, all the ad revenue, I send over to the American Cancer Society. Here we go. The website's starting, and let me head over. Let's talk about this. All right, there we go. Gosh, that's really hard to see. There we go. And you know what? Isn't there a dark mode? Give me a dark mode. Thank you. Here's the .NET Aspire dashboard, right? And we started on this project down here, aspirify.net. This is going to be a news website that shares information about the cool stuff about .NET Aspire. I'm going to get some music playing in the background here, and we can dive in. I want to make sure I answer your questions. We have a little bit of fun today, building, tuning, and deploying this. And there was a question that I'm sorry, I forget who it was, last time, asking, hey, how do we deploy a website like this and put it under a custom domain name? I'm going to do that today as well. We're going to do that live on stream. We're going to deploy, configure, and hook up the Aspirify.net website and domain name to it, so that by the end of the stream, you'll be able to navigate and see the first version of this website. Let me see here. I'm going to get the stream beats. I want the EDM playlist today. I want something a little up pace and going. Let's start here. This is the 11th hour. Kind of appropriate. The 11th hour. We're gonna go through and we're gonna build and deploy this today. Robson with a question in the chat. How does EF migration work? I have that question also. I haven't figured it quite out yet. From my experience, I haven't actually generated migrations, but I'll add the ensure migration command inside my program startup, and it just generates and makes the things available. So that's something that I want to hammer down and make sure that I understand as well, Robson. I haven't seen a good bit of documentation on it or a good demo of it. I think I know just the guy to demo it. So when we figure it out. Hey, .NET Dev, good morning to you in the Arizona desert. You've been enjoying the Blazor sessions. Nice. This is Blazor as well. Not this excited since beginning Windows app development on the then new Win 3.1 using Power Builder. Here's a dirty secret from my past. The first applications that I built in Windows were Power Builder for Windows 3.1 as well. Don't tell anyone that. Don't tell anyone that, but it's true, okay?
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I tinkered with Power Builder. I saw what Microsoft Access could do. I spent a good bit of time learning VBA and Microsoft Access, and then I moved into VB4, VB5, VB6. Have I ever done any reading on the Sinafin framework? No. Have to do them as new every time? Not necessarily, Juan Van. Not necessarily. Let me show you a little bit of that. So here's the website. We were doing some work under the admin panel here, and I even added another article here using the Aspire dashboard for Python Open Telemetry, tracing metrics and logs. Chat room, if you see articles, videos, content out there about .NET Aspire, I want you to post them on the Discord. All right, go into our Discord so that I can grab those and get them loaded onto the website out here. All right. I don't want to go right into this. Go into the Discord. Yeah, that was kind of what I was afraid of. Onto the Discord server. Take a look at the Aspire Q&A channel. And I'm going to put a thread here. I'll call it initial content for Aspirify.net. Please post here links to articles and videos about .NET Aspire to help us launch the Aspirify.net website. There we go. So there's a thread now on the Discord server. I will copy the link to that. I think that's it. Go ahead and if you've seen any, if there's content that you particularly like, drop me a line on that Discord and we'll get it added onto the initial website here. Eventually, we'll set up so that folks can log in and submit articles to be shared on the website. Okay? So there's my 3 posts that are out there. I don't think I have them in the right order that I want. But I also added a block down here for latest videos that particularly focuses on and delivers the video content. I did update the underlying page so that it properly shows a YouTube embed here. Okay. Along with the full link to the full article. So those pieces are built. This mosaic of content up at the top, we got to fill that out. We got to get some content in there. How you doing there, Tim? Welcome. I also need to be able to identify featured posts, and at some point we got to do something about thumbnails. And that's one of the reasons why I'm using Azure Storage. One of my thoughts is, let's download the image that we're going to use as the featured thumbnail from that website. And let's put it into Azure Storage, into Blob Storage, and pull it from there for use. This way we can be sure that we always have the thumbnail, and when links break and move, I don't lose my thumbnail. But in addition to downloading it and moving it over there, I think I probably want to do a little bit of resizing on some of these. And let's make sure we convert those thumbnails to WebP so that we aren't serving hundreds and hundreds of kilobytes out to folks. Instead, we're serving much, much smaller instances of those images. Hey, Marcelo, hello. Good to see you over there on YouTube. So, that's where I want to go today, chat. Now, I mentioned I'm using Azure Storage, right? I'm using Azure Table Storage because loading this data is really easy. There isn't that much data, and I fully expect at some point I'll end up moving it to Mongo or someplace like that. That's real easy to search through, and let's face it, I only have one entity right now. At some point I'll have a views entity out there, a view counter. But for now, I have my Azure Storage up here. You could see. Let me zoom in there, make it easier to see. So I've got blobs, I've got tables. So I think we're going to end up saving thumbnails out here. For right now, I might just link and show the existing thumbnail, whatever thumbnail is pasted in. But eventually, we'll set this up so that there's a service that downloads, manages, and delivers thumbnails from blob storage. I have a Redis output cache out here as well. That's already configured to turn on in the website when we're in release mode. So over here, when we're in release mode, I have a home policy, a policy for individual articles, and a policy for other static content like the about page. And for the home page, we're going to output cache for 1 minute. For individual articles, we're going to cache for 5 minutes, and we're going to vary by the article title. So if we look at the article page, there is actually it should be slug there. All right, hang on. Change that to route value slug. All right, there we go. And then the static pages, that's stuff like the about page, right? And we should put, let's do that now. Let's put that attribute on here. Output cache, right? No. Policy. No. Is it, what is it? Cache policy, right? Equals, oh, come on. How did I do this over here? I didn't. What the heck? It's like this guy doesn't know what he's building. Policy name, there it is. That's what I want. Over to about something here. And this is a static page. There we go. I should probably put that using into my imports so that it's just available everywhere. Yeah, I know. Stop debugging. That's fine. This one. put it somewhere up in here at using. Yeah. So there's output cache. Okay. You're telling me that you don't know the word aspirify. Add that to my dictionary. Thank you. The other one was page title. What was over here, the page. So let's add a, I'll move it down one. Attribute. Go on. Close. Close. Article. So now it will output cache appropriately when I turn on the output cache over here. Okay. So those couple pieces are out there. Let me restart that and show you what I was looking at as far as the storage, the Azure storage, because I have it configured right here. When I'm in development, run as an emulator. You can't do this with YAML files, right? You need to have some sort of substitute YAML file that, oh, this is my development version, right? You see Docker compose .local types of things out there. Well, this is code. So I can literally just check things. And I can also say, well, if this is Win32, write it into ctemp. If it's not, write it into temp Azure storage. So we have a place on disk that it persists between restarts. So I have tables and blobs, and I found a storage explorer container that we should be able to use here. It's right here. And when I click and open that, I get a storage web explorer. Hey there, is it Mal V? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I'll catch up with chat comments in just a second. I've tried keying in the connection string here, and I can't get this to connect. Additionally, there is a way to pass in an environment variable for this, and I can't quite get it to trigger. First off, I can't capture it inside of Aspirify, inside of the .NET Aspire website. So I've configured my HTTP endpoint so that it maps and captures it properly. But it comes out of this Seba Gomez Azure Storage Explorer image out on Docker. I'm just adding that as a container, right? We can do this. And I want to add an environment variable, and he declares Azure Storage Connection String so that I can point to that, pass in a connection string, and these are, there's nothing I'm hiding here. These are the default credentials for the local emulator. Everybody knows these. You can find them. They're hard-coded in the documentation. But I'm trying to get the endpoint lit up here, and I can't get the connection string expression to pass through. So let me catch up on chat here. Hey, Mike Jim W on Twitch. It's been a while since you've been able to watch a stream. You think table storage is ideal for such a simple use? Right. Filtering, querying on what's going to be a couple thousand records. With the output caching, it'll be good enough. And pretty cheap, yes. The question that I need to answer at some point is when I start capturing and recording the number of views for an article so I can identify something, whether something's popular or not, where am I going to store that? How am I going to manage that? Do I just put that in Redis cache and once an hour or two or once every 6 hours, dump it out to update in table storage so I've got some backing to it? I need to think about that. Because at some point I'm going to store and capture the number of views on things so I know what's popular content. Hey there, Tim on YouTube says we use on-premise IIS and SQL servers, no containers or fancy cloud stuff. Is Aspire meant to target mostly cloud and not on-premise hosting? Trying to be concise with the question. Tim, thank you. That's a good question. The local story, the local deployment story, right now, they're looking at Kubernetes as the solution because a lot of the things that they bring into Aspire are container-based. However, we're looking at V1 of Aspire coming up here in May, right? This is just version 1. So The challenge that they're trying to cover here is that cloud native is a really big space. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of components and containers and services out there. I mean, just on Azure, there's more than 100 different services, right? Like, we're not even going to look across the river at the folks at Amazon and what they're building in AWS. They've got another set of 100 services. How do we map code and emulators to all of those things? So, they're focusing on getting, the team is focusing with their first-party coding. Everything's open source. Folks are allowed to contribute. But the team is focusing on getting things running with Azure Container Services, right? Azure Container Apps. And some of the base services that Azure has available. That's the initial pass that they're trying to get. Because it's open source, folks have built, and the folks at Amazon have built, a service that lets you deploy to AWS. Terrific. Some other folks in the community have built a tool that lets you deploy to Kubernetes. Great. So those are supported by those folks that built those tools. And that's kind of the point of this, is put a framework together with some first-party tooling that supports what Microsoft builds. And if folks want to support and build and make other features available, they can do that. And there's also kind of this open endpoint here where you can say, just add a container and I can pass in environment variables, right? So I can say with environment and pass in a connection string or whatever it might be that I want in order to configure these things. Very cool. Gives that open ending. So to your question, it's not on the first pass with Aspire. I believe it'll be coming at some point, but the cloud native story is the primary target for this. Nope, not Golang. Sorry. Nope, we're using C#. You're watching a guy named C# Fritz. Do you think I'm coding in Go? Blissai, hello.
I just resubscribed for 22 months.
Thank you so much. 22 months with us, and I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. Does that software make my computer an Acer Aspire? No, we've gotten that joke a couple times. Is it New York 54? Is that what the NY 54 stands for? Or is it Neil Young 54? NY 54. Nah, sorry. Do I like Golang? No, I like C#. I appreciate why folks like Go. It's not my cup of tea. It's a little bit, it's too low level. I can be much more productive building, working with the frameworks with a mid-level language like C#. I'm not completely high level like JavaScript folks. I'm not as low level that I need to manage every bit of memory. But there's all kinds of things that are very high performance and highly productive that are available to me. Cosmos is an option at some point in the future, Robson, for that type of, I think you're referring to recording the number of views and identifying popular content. Definitely a consideration. Hey, Big Pod, since it looks like simple data, maybe use table storage and then go to Cosmos with table storage driver. Yeah, right. These are options available. DGen1 asks, would I use Garnet over Redis? I would look at it, sure, but why? Like, Garnet's written with C#. Garnet is a re-implementation of Redis, the Redis APIs and features with C#. Why? Redis is free, cheap, and easy for me to use on Azure because Azure signed the agreements and is compensating the Redis team. I don't know why Google and Amazon decided not to support an open source project that they've made billions of dollars on. That feels like a bad faith investment in open source projects to me. hey, we'll throw you a couple $1,000s a month to build your little open source projects, but as soon as it becomes something that we can use and resell because you've gotten that successful because of the investments we've given to you, we're leaving you, forking your project, moving it into the Linux Foundation, and moving on without you. Now that you've become successful. What? Like, that's the dream of open source developers. That, hey, lots of people use my project, and it's now my full-time job building this thing that I've loved and built and given away for free. And now people want to pay me for it? That's the dream. And Amazon literally said to them, after making billions of dollars on it, no, we're not going to pay you for that. Like, you can't throw them. Like, you're already employing a bunch of folks that work on the project. Like, what's the problem? So, hey, Pirate Cat, it's expiring to use. Oh, it's more than that. Car in a game from 1999. Okay. The delay in the stream is insane, at least in YouTube. There's a delay? Don't know. I go through Restream. Is Microsoft using Go for some projects? Yes. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. Leroy Jenkins, welcome. Hello. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company with many different business lines between building developer tools, building websites, building web-based services, building game systems, and the services that support those game systems, operating systems. You name a programming language, there's a popular programming language, and there's a good chance that we're using it somewhere. And that the DevDiv group is supporting folks using that. So .NET is used extensively in Cosmos DB, various parts of Azure, Bing runs on .NET. There's Office services that run on .NET, and they're going to try and explore, hey, what happens if we move some of this to Rust? There's parts of Azure that run on Go. They extend and work on Kubernetes. They better know Go. So, yeah, they do. So, hang on. Big Pod. Redis doesn't fully qualify for the open source definition. Let's couch it isn't open source. The source is open. It's freely available for anybody to use unless you're reselling it. Once you're reselling it, then it's not free for you to use. That clause takes them out of the open source definition. But for anybody that's building, using, working with Redis inside their applications and is not reselling Redis services, which competes with Redis's own product line that they're trying to stand up and use to fund development of Redis, then they ask you to pay for a license. Google and AWS rejected that license. You had to jump through a hoop yesterday to get the service discovery endpoint working for Signaler and Aspire. Service discovery endpoint is not going to work on the front end code. Why not? It should. Microsoft did. They signed a contract, and they are supporting Redis. There's a press release about it on the Azure blog that you can take a look at. Redis has been going a long time with a corporate side. Yes, I'm not surprised they're eventually going further away from their previously very open model. Yeah. You're welcome, Tim, and that's why I have this as an AMA. Do I write C++ that interops with C#? I know how to. I can. I haven't had a need to. Hey, Lex, do I know if Microsoft would support in future more coding languages in Visual Studio like Java, Rust, Kotlin, etc.? I don't believe they're going to support Kotlin because that's a JetBrains language. So the demand for Kotlin in Visual Studio, when they make a tool that supports Kotlin from the folks that invented Kotlin, don't think that's going to happen. Java is supported in Visual Studio. There is support. There is an extension that you can use to write Rust in Visual Studio. Visual Studio supports a lot of languages. When folks say Visual Studio is a .NET tool, they're flat wrong. Visual Studio supports a bunch of languages, most notably C++. But you can program with Java and Python and JavaScript and pure HTML and build websites in Visual Studio if you want to. The questions around, is there a debugger available in Visual Studio for those languages? That's a different story. I believe there's a debugger for Java and Python. Rust, I don't think there's a debugger, but there is syntax highlighting. So there's details about this you can find on the Visual Studio website, and also if you just look at extensions, right? If we just say go browse extensions and let's look for Rust, right? Rust Analyzer, Source Gear, Rust integration, including a Rust Analyzer, build, clean up, debugging. There is a debugger for Rust from these folks at Source Gear. It's a very extensible ecosystem. So is Microsoft building this? Not right now. But other folks have built things that plug in and do support it. Hey, Yalu the Crow, good to see you. Tenshi, how you doing there? Hello. Redis is source available, not open source, because to be open source, so by the strict open source definition and the open source initiative, they are not open source. To 99.9999% of the world out there, they're open source. They literally changed their licensing terms and left the open source definition because of Amazon and Google. You think anyone except a cloud provider still gets Redis for free? You are correct, Mike. It's just that some of the money they were paying to their cloud provider is now going to Redis rather than just exactly. When you use Redis on Azure, and Redis continues to be available on Azure, Amazon, AWS, and Google do not offer Redis anymore. They offer Valkey, which is their fork of Redis before the license change. For companies that say they're community focused, they sure do know how to fracture a community. So Microsoft is not the first, the leading cloud provider, but they were happy to pay it forward and say, we will support you, Redis Labs. Why didn't AWS? They've been very coy and hidden about this. Oh, we're not doing that because they're not open source anymore. Bull. Here's a... You're gonna... And they've even forked and created their own version of Linux. Like most of the vendors have that are tuned and built for their own things. But Amazon has shown their true colors, that they do not support the community when something gets successful and they want to charge money for it. So, you're currently testing out the battery of a used ThinkPad you got yesterday? Well, let me know when I disappear. You don't think the HTTPS API service? No, you don't. That's not what you use. That's not what you use. You pass it in as a connection string that gets picked up as configuration, and you pass that configuration value around. It's an environment variable then that you can pull out of configuration and use. If you host Redis for someone else, you fall into same hole as cloud providers. If you resell Redis, that's the catch. If you resell it. And most folks don't. Visual Studio is very good for C++. Yeah, because how do you think they write Windows? How do you think they write Windows? For things like Rust, Go, Python, probably say VS Code is a better option. There's first-class support for Python in Visual Studio. IBM makes a compiler. Intel makes a compiler for Python that runs in Visual Studio. Can I give you an idea of what you're stuck on? We'll get there. We'll get there. Debugger included. Yeah. Now, some of those things Microsoft isn't going to build in support. They're just not. Python, the .NET languages, C++, JavaScript development, TypeScript development, those are first-class things that there are dedicated language teams at Microsoft to build and support. So, yeah, you're going to see those. There's folks that are on the C++ board of directors that work at Microsoft. Like, yeah. So, I'll host a Redis server. Yeah, yes. And Mike Jim, the number of folks that host and resell Redis services is, you can probably count on two hands. So, the C# SignalR client requires some rewriting too, as it wasn't service discovery aware. I would be surprised at that. Same kind of it's exactly the same kind of story as Elastic. AWS was using Elastic, and Elastic said, "Hey, we'd like you to buy a license from us." They said no and forked Elastic. Hey, Thindall. No, I haven't heard about Python. Adds brackets instead of indentation. Really? That sounds much more readable. For Python and Go, use the JetBrains tools. Visual Studio Code for Python is very good. So. Dinky Dolphin misses Visual Studio. You love Vim navigation too much, so you're with Rider. You know, Vim navigation is available in Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Just saying. You're trying to build a web service with a Postgres backend database, but if I say builder services to add my DB context with the EF core, my database context does not call on configuring, and my connection string I'm putting through it. So this is the migration story. I don't have a good answer for you on that yet. Super Viking says, awesome to see I'm working with Aspire. A few people I know have been playing around with some of the cool possibilities. Yes, and that's right. That's why I'm trying to get to, and we're working on, and we're going to deploy this website. We're going to be building and working on this today. A central location for articles, news, samples, videos about .NET Aspire. Coming soon. SignalR client address resolution. Reading. Like, it passes in the addresses. Using a generic automatically resolves to the correct address. This approach does not work with SignalR client. When attempting to use with the SignalR client, the connection fails to establish, indicating an issue with automatic address resolution. Right, because it's coming out of... Because that address is coming... It is being resolved and coming out of... it is inside the developer control plane. So you're outside. You need to do something more like reach into this address. The external gateway to get into it. Which then means... Is my internal connection string... You might have just solved this, Napalm. Hang on. Wait a tick. So, could I do something like this then? So, let's put some character returns in here to make this easier to read. So, Azure Storage Connection String and protocol HTTP dev store account 1. So, maybe instead of that, right, it's just called storage. So could we just say storage? We don't know the port. I'm just going to guess. Because those are the default ports for these things, right? Code changes were applied successfully. Were they, though? I don't think so. Restart. Hey, Rita, good to see you. Count on 2 hands. You know you can count to 30 using just 2 hands? That's right. You can count way higher if you use binary. You only fork OSS like Windows 11. It's kind of wild to see. The Vim in VS was subpar, but it's been a while. Yeah, because quite frankly, there's very little demand for it. Is that connecting? An error has occurred. It says it's running. So, what's the error here? I bet you this isn't going to run. Let's see what we get on the console. Connection being closed. Does it need to be TCP? Why not? Give it a try. Am I using a design? Yeah. Coming soon on a server near you. Right. Yes, those are service discovery endpoints. No. No. If I tell it localhost, is it going to find it that way? Let's start with HTTP again here. See if I can find it that way. You've set up a Windows XP virtual machine on the ThinkPad, and it's still got 3 hours. Nice. Figures out something really cool with mass transit. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that connection string doesn't quite work. So, I'm just going to comment this out. Like, even if I were to key that in, right? So this is kind of the weird part here. If I try and key that in and get it to connect, it won't work anyway. But I'm going to move on past this. I wanted to show you, I'm trying to get Storage Explorer working. A Storage Explorer working with it. This kind of makes sense that you need to get the external address for those things. Yeah. You're going to want to create an HTTP client. That kind of makes sense where they were talking also. Over here, so I opened an issue. I want to be able to say with Storage Explorer when I add Azure Storage. And David Fowler chimed in and said, sounds good. How would it work? Is there a container that runs it that exposes an endpoint? The Storage Explorer team does have a slimmed down version that runs in the Azure portal. There is an Azure Storage Explorer you can run in the Azure portal. It isn't available as a container, and that's why I started looking at this from, is it Sebastian Gomez? Seba Gomez? That has a nice user interface for, come on, show me another picture. Not going to show it, but there's the same login page that we were looking at. But you pass in keys here as environment variables, and it will light up and have that location. So I know the storage account, I know the storage key, because it's Azure, right? Those are defined. So, I mean, I don't know what the endpoint is. So, no, what he's giving you is a way to expose and get that resolved HTTP client address, right? To turn that into a variable that you could pass into JavaScript. So not that one. So he asked, well, can you show me what you have currently? And I shared a little bit of code there. So I'm going to keep an eye on this issue. I'll share that link with you in chat, because I think this is something that would make some of the navigation back and forth a little bit easier. Let me try these couple extra points here: the account, the key, and the storage endpoint. Let me just for the sake of argument, try those real quick here. So with environment, right, let's start with not connection string. Storage account, right? Yeah, dev store account 1. Store account 1. Okay. If we do with environment, and the next one is Azure storage key. Let's try that one. Are you kidding? You missed the quote at the end, but that looks right. Okay, and last is with environment, and the name of that one is Azure storage endpoint. And if I just say storage, like that, I don't know. Like, let's try it, see what happens here. Right? Because if I can get a little storage explorer running inside of my local .NET Aspire, it's going to make browsing, interacting with my database a heck of a lot easier. So there's Storage Explorer right there. No. Right, it doesn't know. I don't think it knows what that is. Yeah. I'm just going to comment these out and leave them there for reference. Let me see here. Maybe a dumb question about Aspire. Can you only add NuGet packages that are Aspire prefix? No. You can add any package you'd like. They've prefixed them with Aspire, and it's like aspire.hosting to show you that those are the packages that contain features that you want to host. You can add Aspire clients, other clients that interact with these in other projects, however you see fit. However, some of them are optimized to work with Aspire a little bit better. So, okay. I'm going to move past this because I can't seem to get that piece working. So I'm going to go back into the aspirify.net website that we're tinkering with here. And all right. So some of the things that I did, right? I set up and I have this latest videos block down here on the homepage. Home. Right, so latest news, and then I've created a news article component just to make it easier to output. Yeah, Azure Service Bus. There's a similar thing available. You're right. There's a featured post. I need to figure out how to do featured posts. So, and, oh my gosh, Sinclairinator.
Sinclair enough 0 are just resubscribed. For 57 months.
57 months.
Blog engine with Aspire A. One of my projects was going to be Asprifying my blog, but since you're already doing this, thoughtful face.
That's coming up. That's what we're going to be doing on the next series on the C# with C# Fritz videos over on the .NET YouTube channel and the Visual Studio channel on Twitch. That's going to be starting in May, probably mid to late May. I may even end up waiting until after build to do that. What is this? Where I am at this point, I don't know what just bleeped. Something in Discord, but I don't see it. No. Okay. So right, that and the idea with that is we're going to build what I'm calling, and you can see me talk about it in Discord. I'm building a workshop, a series of demos called the Big Dumb Blog. A blog system is very simple. We're starting it here, but it is right, one entity. There's no real business logic around it. So I want to make the application simple for everybody to understand. What we're learning when we build with Aspire is how to take advantage of various architecture concepts, services, and those interactions. That's what we're going to be primarily teaching as we introduce architecture concepts, features, services, capabilities to a blog, and completely over-engineer it as we developers can do. We are going to over-engineer a blog to the point that it makes no sense whatsoever for anybody to run. But you're going to be able to easily look at it and learn and see how CQRS works, how output caching works, how microservices work, how service bus works, how domain-driven design works, because it is going to be so over-engineered with all of those things. You do have plans to redo your blog? Yeah. So this is going to be a series that I will be publishing on my blog and sharing and all that in the weeks and months ahead. So here's the videos segment. So I have a latest videos section. The most recent video I put first as a little bit of a header here. I don't have a thumbnail yet. And then I have a for each block that has this simple format for showing other videos underneath, up to 3 videos. So there's a little block of code down here at the bottom that gets all the latest articles and gets the latest videos, right? Video article types, and gets 4 of them to display on the screen. There's more that I need to fetch and place in here. Completely over-engineered to the point where it makes no sense for anyone to run. Yes. Right, Mike? Right, Mike Jim? Like, I want you to be able to jump in and say, how do I do a little bit of a microservice in Aspire? And there's a clear place to enter and look and see exactly how it's over-engineered to do that thing. So, but as an educational thing, showing here it is out to the 9s, and if you wanted to add business logic, it's clear where you add that business logic. Right, I'm not going to do anything advanced like moderation, comment management, authorization and roles for accessing different features. No, there's one type of user, author. That's it. That's right. Why? That's right, Napalm. Over-engineered so that it can go to Jupiter, but you'll just go down the street. I like that too, Johan. So, let's figure out the some of these next pieces here. I started work. Let me reach over into the program for this. I started adding a little bit of sitemap. Right, so there's sitemap, and I want to add entries here for the sitemap. It's going to go and get it out of the output cache if it's available. And here it starts writing some of the URL set. Okay. So last modify, what's the last modified date? Articles ordered by descending. Right now it goes and gets all articles. I don't really need to go get all, right? I could say get Today's featured articles? No. Get latest. And I really only need to get one. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to go get all of the articles. Do I? Do I? No, fine. Get them all. Fine. So for each article, this should be A is what I made that. The last mod date and then the URL set. Before it gets that, I also want to put the about page. Your blog currently has been migrated from ASP.NET Core 1 and migrated to all the versions. Cool. The C# and the cards website, and I am desperately behind in updating and adding more episodes to this. This is all Blazor built with .NET 8. Hasn't been migrated through any versions. But, right, this is a simple Blazor WebAssembly component in here that allows you to flip-flop through things. And I added a search feature that uses Azure Search. So if we want to look for interpolated strings, I can search for that. And it'll find me the episode where I talk about interpolated strings. So I added that search capability. So, but this has an RSS feed and a sitemap out there. So, cool. Not bad to do. Let me go back to that code. So, writing this, how did I set a entry set absolute expiration, date time offset max value? No. Let's do date time offset UTC now, add hours 2. Like, just recreate it every 2 hours. That's fine. Let's see. So I want to add the about page in here. Right? Very simple about page at /about. So I will add that as another entry here. About. And let's get the, isn't there a date we can pull off of the current, the assembly that this is built off of? Get that last modified date and use that. Right? This assembly equals, yeah, get that, sure. I don't want to get name. What do we have here? Am I going to need to, sure, give me reflection. No. No. I want to get the date on this. Oh yeah, there are many developers that like to over-engineer things. Yeah. Let's I got an idea. Get the date that the executing assembly was yeah, last modified. Yeah. Works for me. So then down here, I can just say, let's call this assembly last modified. Right? So I can just take that and say assembly last modified for the about page. No, wrong one. Darn it. This one. Assembly last modified. Right? Even if the about page isn't modified, last time it was built and deployed, go ahead and grab that. Hey, thank you for the follow. Is that Ice Hit? Welcome. Just a few days ago, you learned something new about Dapper. What'd you learn? You're extremely happy with the lack of maintenance complexity since you changed your blog to use a static site generator. Completely understand that one. Totally understand that. Most of C# in the cards is markdown files. Markdown files with a CSV that goes with it. I haven't written anything to do an uploader to manage, and I just write a markdown file into the folder, copy in images, deploy, and GitHub Actions builds and pushes it out there. Bald bearded builder with a bang is here.
Subscribed for 48 months. 4 long, arduous years.
Yes. 4 years, my friend. It is so good to see. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you joining us. Hope you're having a great Thursday. I'm enjoying a little cup of Good Morning America here. I'm sorry, I've got a Penn State mug. It's not the Tide. Sorry. But thank you so much. 4 years with us, and I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. So I have the About page and all that, and I tell it cache output. There's four of those. 4 overloads. Policy name. What policy should I give it? Penn State. No, it's not Division 2. No, it's in the biggest, baddest division in the land, the Big Ten, and our 18 teams in the Big Ten. All right. The SEC's got, is it 16 or 18 in the SEC in the year coming up here? And then the ACC with Stanford. What the heck's with that? Why does the ACC have Stanford? Like, can we talk about that one? It is 16 in the SEC. Penn State, that's right, Napalm Codes. You better believe it. Let me check what was my cache policies? Cache keys, policies. I have home, article, and static was a 6-hour. Let's set it to the same length as the article. Cache, policy, article. Right? So it gets output cached, and it doesn't try to regenerate this thing, right? Every time. It's sitting out there, and when that does expire, it'll go and try to get a new one of these. So, actually, I don't even need to tell it go for 2 hours, because it's going to be output cached, right? I could just tell it, to go for 1 hour and clear it out at that point. So if there's any restarts, it'll pick up a new one. Yeah, sure. Love that the Big Ten loves to tout their academic standards. So actually, there is an academic requirement from the universities to join the Big Ten. They should form a regional conference for the Western teams, call it Pacific Conference or something. Live coding, I completely agree with you. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here and welcome to College Sports Chat. I'm your host, C# Fritz. I think keep the regional sports conferences for most of the Olympic style sports. Do we really want kids from Central Florida having to travel to Stanford for a wrestling meet? No. For a basketball game in the middle of the week? That's tough on anybody. Excuse me for a second. Okay, that was unexpected. Phone call from my daughter's school. Here I'm thinking, oh, please tell me they don't call at 10 in the morning unless there's a problem. She was recognized by the school for being a positive, influential student. That's fantastic. To finish my rant about college sports, I think the local regional conferences are really good for the Olympic style sports. For the larger big money sports, women's basketball, men's basketball, football, I'd love to see promotion relegation happen. You get promoted into a conference that is that higher level competition where, yeah, for those big money sports, yes, you are going to be doing more travel, but you're being compensated for it because students in those sports do get paid for it. You're dreading your .NET exam today, Anonymous, with WCF forms and WCF forms and gRPC. Any tips? No, I don't. I don't have any tips. I'm sorry. I've never heard of that type of an exam before. Jeremy Knight says, LSU, you're not biased by the fact they donate a building for our local tech day. That's pretty cool. My daughter was accepted to LSU. I don't know why she applied to LSU. Louisiana State is, like, really far away from us here. I don't know why she applied. So, yeah, first give a parent a heart attack, then compliment them, right? Oh, Johan, thank you so much, friends. Appreciate the kind words. Your kid's school only called your daughter has been sick and you need to pick her up. Yeah, there was another reason that was. Hello, Jefferson on YouTube watching in Brazil. Windows communication. What are Windows communication forms? I was the program manager for WCF, Windows Communication Foundation. What are Windows communication forms? I was on the .NET team and I built that stuff. Like, help me out there. Everything in WCF is but WCF forms isn't a thing. Do you mean Windows Presentation Foundation, WPF forms? That's a thing. Okay, I think that's all I need for updating the sitemap. Now I have a similar thing for the RSS. And I have no idea how to build the RSS. Yeah, give me an RSS feed over all the articles. What do you got for me here, Copilot? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Cache keys RSS. Is there an RSS cache key? I don't think there is. I don't think I created one. No, I will make you one. Thank you. Now there is one. Yep, fine. I don't care. You don't know what iRepository is? I teach you. iMemory cache. You don't know what that is? I teach you. You don't know what from services is? That's okay. I teach you that one too. Boom. Okay. Set absolute expiration for 1 hour. Wonder where it got that idea. Go get all the articles. Order by descending. RSS channel. Aspire. Let's aspirify.net. Description. The coolest news, tips, samples and media about .NET Aspire. Last build date, sure. All right, that looks like a thing. Article title, sure. That looks right. Oh my gosh. For a description, article description. How's that? I think that works, right? Probably want to XML encode some of these. I did not copy paste code from ClipTalk. Is WCF still used or deprecated? There's WCF is still used and supported on .NET Framework. There is a new version that's available for .NET 6, 7, and 8 that the community is working on and that Microsoft loosely supports. Am I using Copilot? You betcha. You betcha. I don't know why there's a vertical line there. I don't know who drew that. Oh, it's that. All right, fine. But the description there should probably be XML encoded. How do we... XML encode the article's description. Thank you. Really? No. What is security element? Okay. Sure. Done. Now I've got an RSS feed. Let's try it. And then we can add the RSS and sitemap into the header. Is it trying to do SAML stuff? No. Yep, core WCF. There you go. Copilot makes its revenue? Yeah. Yeah. So here, I'll go over to the website. And if I try to go to sitemap XML, there's my sitemap. Aspire find net about. Good. Okay. I don't think that last mod date is right. No. Article published. No, okay, maybe it is right because I published those yesterday. Okay, I guess that's right. So I set up the RSS is listening on /RSS. So if I change this to RSS, there's my RSS feed. Wow. I guess that's okay. Let's add links to those things on the front of the home page. Where's the home page? Home. There it is. Description, keywords. No, I don't want to put that yet. Oh, fine, put it. Sure. Anything else? I don't know about revisit after, but I do want to put add links for RSS and sitemap. Right? Go ahead, give me those. There's the RSS. And it's that. Do we have another one here? Thank you. And it's sitemap XML. Right? Done. So now if I go back over here, open this up, and we take a look at the source code for it. So there's the reference to the RSS and the sitemap. Done. Moving on, right? Because if I click that link, it goes properly to that. If I click that link, it properly goes to that. Good. So the search engines can find and get the things they're looking for. I like it. At some point, I need to hide and get rid of the admin piece here, but we're getting there. I still need to do featured posts at some point. You know what? Let's commit some of that stuff. Right? Finished sitemap and RSS. What if we go over to, let's go over to the article page, right? Let's add some header content over here too, right? Head content, this is a way in Blazor for us to add content into the header of the page, and oh crap. I don't have keywords in there, so let's comment that one for now. That's pretty good. In here, let's do a replace, and let's replace. Can we do it like that? With, can we do that? Right? Is that gonna work? Why don't you? Oh, I need to close that. All right, fine. I'll close that and get rid of that extra quote. Okay. Right, just need to handle those. There should be a thumbnail URI. There isn't one yet, but that's okay. Do you have anything else to suggest for me? Type article? Sure, I'll take that. Site name. It's a lowercase on the A, if you don't mind. Anything else? Sure. I'll take the locale. Okay. Publish time. Okay. I don't have a modified date. No. It's just published. I don't have that one. Anything else to suggest? Article author, sure, I'll take that one. Section, okay. Yeah, that works. Tag, I don't have tags. Anything else? Anything else you want to suggest to me here, Copilot? I mean, fine, but I'm commenting it out. Okay, let's take some Twitter cards. I'm good with that. Site Aspirify. We should probably build that at some point. Creator. Yeah, okay, that's good. Title, sure. Description, and I'm gonna need to do the same gimmickry there as well. Replace, right? Backslash quote. Get rid of that. I know that's behind my head there. Let's scroll that up so you can see it. And do that, something like that. Okay, good. Anything else? An image? Sure, we'll take an image. A URL? I don't know if I want the URL to go to that or if I want you to come here. I'm going to comment that out for right now. What else? Label? Oh, okay. Sure. That sounds good. Filed under? There's a filed under? Okay. Published on? No, I think that's good enough for now. Okay. Let me go back over to home. I'm sure there's more crap to put in here, but I don't know what it is. This must be illegal, right? So now when I click through to one of these articles, I've got all my Twitter card information set up appropriately there. Filed under... Why doesn't filed... What did I miss there? Filed under... Oh, it's written by .NET team, filed under as labeled. All right, whatever. If that's a thing, fine. I don't care. Okay, cool. So I've got more header information on those pages. I should probably have some header information over here too, right? Like, and even like, I don't think I want to do it that way. I think I'd rather do it with page title. Thank you. But we'll add some head content to this page. Suggest some head content for me. Go ahead, Copilot. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. It's even got the OG image. Look at that! Yeah! For those of you who haven't seen it in my working here, I built this as an initial logo. 37%. Oh, man. I kind of agree with you with the HTML encode. I kind of agree with you. This should be a lower A. And I'm okay with this. Really? Oh, it's these right here. Let's try and sign up. Create account. Use email instead. Do you know this gimmick? Date of birth. Dun, dun, dun. Authenticate. You need to make sure you're a real person. Yeah? Okay. Use the arrows to pick the image where the object directly below the arrow matches the... What? It's like a shoe. No, 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 no. I guess that's it. I have to do this 5 times? It's a picture. Okay. That's... I can't tell what that is. Might be the first one. But it looks like a little barrel. Yeah, that's it. That's a teacup. Yeah, that one. That's a pitcher. Yep, that one. Some sort of a pot. There it was. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad that you think I'm human. It's gonna send me a verification code. Didn't receive it yet. There it is. I need a password. Skip for now. Got it. Technology. Careers. Science. Don't miss out. I want to follow .NET. You're not going to let me advance until... Well, look who's the first one for you to choose there. I'll follow The Verge, sure. Got it. Okay. I have Aspirify. I'm going to add that password to my LastPass. What? Yep, add a password. Stand by. Code Fellowship, welcome. Hello. Aspirify, and there's the password. It is a random password that, quite frankly, I don't know. And now it's saved. And I'm going to copy some other content so that my clipboard is cleared out. But now I have the @Aspirify, and I'll set up a profile picture and stuff. Right, go over to profile. Sure, let's set up profile. I don't care about a profile picture, a header. Oh, wait a sec. Let's go back. Sure, we'll put a header in there. Wow. Look. Aspirify web. Web. Root. Images. Right side of the cloud. There it is. And I'll just do that. There we go. Next. Aspirify.net is the home for news, samples, tips, and media about .NET Aspire. Location, the internet. And there we go. That website doesn't go anywhere yet because I haven't deployed it yet. But if you're on the Twitter, there you go. There's the link to it if you want to drop a follow. It was painful, right? You see Aspire as a reverse prism. Interesting. Okay. Pink Floyd called and want their IP back? No. Am I going to make a website that is available for other people to browse through? That's what we're building. That's what we're building. Yeah, we're going to publish this. So, and I own the domain name. So one of the last things that we're going to do here today is we're actually going to publish that using the AZD tools and get that launched out on Azure, wire up the aspirify.net domain name. Boom, there it is. But I need your help, chat room. If you've seen videos, if you've seen articles about .NET Aspire, drop them in the Discord, okay? I need those links. I need those places so that I can get some initial content loaded here. There's the link to the forum on the Discord where I'm going to collect this initial set of content to post. So there you go. Look at that, 4 followers already. It's amazing. Thank you so much, friends. We'll build on this, and we'll do some fun things with this as we grow. I know that guy. I have a meeting with him later today. I know that guy, too. He's got a magical jacket. Anyways, moving on. I'm just going to minimize and move that out of the way. Next steps. For the home page that we're working on here. No, that's not here. I don't have it open right now. I need to build the section at the top. Hacking Real, welcome. I appreciate the follow. Hello, hello. Is your ThinkPad going to be one of the first computers to browse the new website? Maybe. Maybe. Hey there, PC nerd. How you doing? Here's the dashboard for Aspire. There we go. And at some point, we should probably do some logging with the open telemetry here and show some of that working. Yeah, there's the Discord Devil Kid. You can use that to get in. The other location you can go to that will jump through is discord.c#fritz.com. We'll jump you into that as well. I need to have a way to mark posts as featured so they get highlighted over here. And I need to put together, there are 6 items that go up top here. There are 2 that are kind of preferred that have the larger, wider thumbnail. Right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 categories. I need another category. Right? And the popular news, the featured post here is going to be the same featured post that's on the side. Chat, help me out. What's another category that we could have for content? And I want to couch the discussion here. Here's the 5 category types, but there's also article types, which really are the various medium, right, that we have. Right? Article, audio, video, events. Sample code we've got. So conferences and events are a type of content. So I have, right, the type kind of drives how we're going to present that. Right? Clearly we're going to present audio and video in a different way than an article. A link to an event, a little bit different than just an article with more information. So I'm feeling good, PC Nerd. I've got plenty of coffee on board and going through here. Use cases. Use cases. Changelog types of things I think are .NET announcements. Tutorials we've got. Testimonials, use cases. I like testimonials, and it also encompasses use cases. I think those are very similar. Let's go with that as a last one here. So we have our 6 to start. Let's just call it commentary. Nah, testimonials. Thank you. Let's add testimonials to my list of categories up here. Thank you. Done. Yeah. Testimonials or commentary? Not sure. Anyways. So, okay. I need to have a way to mark a post as featured. Let's define what that looks like real quick. Oh, there we go. Somebody's got a YouTube video for us about Aspire. From Sean Wildermuth. I like it. Okay. Let me grab that. Let me add that video into the collection here. So I'll just create new. And this is Coding Shorts .NET Aspire, the host. The author is Sean Wildermuth. It was published a day ago. Okay. There's the source URI. I don't want that URI. Mythin!
Mythin01 just resubscribed for
I
31
want...
months. Oh boy. 31 months already.
Yes. I want that URI. I will copy his description. I should really have a way to extract these from YouTube videos, but I'm just going to copy in his description. This is a tutorial, and it's a video. Save that. I don't like that format. Could probably be a little bit better there. But now when I go back to the home page, now I've got more recent news. There's the coding short. We need to figure out the thumbnail. And there it is up top. There's the .NET community stand-up. So we still need to get the thumbnails into the mix, but not bad. How do we do featured? I could just add a checkbox over here, but I wanted to do featured as something just a little bit more, like I could schedule something as featured so that it's effective dated, and there's we have a list of here's the things that were featured. Also, I'm using the titles as a primary key. That might be a problem. %. So you lost 5% in the last, 10, 15 minutes? Ooh, dropping off there. I have a feeling that anchor... I have a feeling that's... I have a feeling that's going to be an issue. You know? Let's put the date in there. Yeah. And I want to... Can I regex that? No. I'd like to regex it. Rethinking that, right? Route regex constraint. Oh, come on. Am I in... I'm in MVC. Creating route constraints. No. Huh. Sure, show me one over here. Mm-hmm. No. Charles!
Charles Gilligley just resubscribed for 44 months.
Thank you so much. And I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. I thought there was a route constraint. Route constraint, regex, site, learn, Microsoft, com. They're explained later in this article. Great. Where? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Min length. Specifies a transformer. What transformer? there. I want to capture digits. There's route constraints. Yeah. Range alpha regex. There we go. So I want to go beginning, and I want 6 digits. Why doesn't it like that? I thought I did. And that closes that regex. And that closes that. Regex is supposed to be inside. Like that. Okay. I think that works. So then I can capture pub date down here somewhere. Parameter, thank you. I'm going to capture that as a string, pub date. That also means I want to make sure I do this right up front because refactoring it later is going to be a pain in the neck. Publish date. Oh man, it's like you could read my mind. Yeah, sure. Give me the using. So I gotta refactor this real quick. Date time, publish date. Yeah, I know. Back over here. Date time, publish date. It's gonna go look for them where the slug matches. As pages. Page size. I don't care. 50. And can I do a where at that point? That's a page. Hey, how you doing there?
Hey, from Quebec. Have a nice
oh my
day.
goodness. I'm trying to remember my French. I'm blanking. I'm knee deep in code. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, did the Habs make the playoffs? I'm not clear if they're in the playoff run here. All the best to you there, Kamorkai. Thank you so much for the sub. Bring in that Prime subscription. Not costing you a thing, and I'm going to make a donation to the American Cancer Society. Much appreciate the support. So that's just going to get me the first article. Okay. Let's put some carriage returns in here. So we're going to look at the values. Before I select that from the page, let's do a where. And let's see where published dot date time equals published date. Right? Okay. So now I need to go back, and everywhere that I generated a /a link, I need to replace that. Like here. Article published toString YYMMDD. And it's going to be something like that in each one of these things. So same thing there. That one's okay. Yep, there's another one. It's first video. Thank you. Same thing here. Just to make sure that those are unique. There's another one right there. Okay. Yep, those were those. In the RSS, yep. We need to add that. Ah, come on. There we go. And we also are going to want that in sitemap. Yep, right there. So can I do this by hand? Article published toString YYMMDD. Okay. That's okay. Cool. So let's restart and make sure that my links still work. Avs are in the playoffs. Yeah, the Avs. How about the Knights barely made it? Getting a wild card on that, right? On parameter set. This one's on. Oh, edit article. We don't have a date. Yeah, we're going to need to fix that. So the links on the admin page here, we need to also pass date equals article published toString. I'll do the same thing. YYMMDD. So date. I don't want to do date time offset. Just do date time, man. I need my using statement for that. And there's that. That should do it. Penn's missed out. Fleury got another year. Too bad. It's in Minnesota. Yeah. I don't like that he's been bounced around the way that he has. Like, he was really good with the Knights. He really helped jumpstart that franchise. It's a shame they had to let him move on. So these should... No, that's the wrong link. Wrong. Why isn't that finding it? It's got the anchor in there twice. Got the date in there twice. Did I put it in there twice on the home page? I did put it in there twice. And I meant to put it there. There it goes. Given key not present in the dictionary. Set direct parameters. On article page. Should be 6 digits, right? And go into pub date. What do we got here? Let's go check out that policy. Right, where did I... Wait a tick. Hang on. There's the cache policies. That's going to need to be more than just that, but for right now... Update. Can I provide multiple values? I can. Pub date. Okay. But given key not present in the dictionary. It's added anti-forgery twice here. You went to the Future Tech Conference yesterday? Presentation from James showing some cool stuff with .NET Aspire. I'm not familiar with what his demo was. What did he show? So this is clearly somewhere in article page here. Is it choking because it doesn't know what article is yet? Let's put a breakpoint. Breakpoint? What? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's a good one. Layla's video about .NET Aspire. Yeah. Yeah, let's get that one in the mix also. So there we go. Published date 4/18/24. Okay. So there's the query. It should be the first page. It got one value. Okay. And it's going to make sure that it matches. No, it doesn't. Really? Oh, I did date time. Dot date. Because I'm only supplying the date component, not the full. How to add Aspire to an existing project? Okay. Okay. So there's that. Let's see, that should jump through. Yep, there we go. And oh, look at that. The URL is not. That's the URL short. If I copy and go to that. I'm going to need to do some work on this one. Let's see if we can tweak that a little bit. Article page, okay. So I wrote a thing here, YouTube embed, and it takes in the source URI. So let's add a helper class with an extension method. Thank you for the follow, Rash. Welcome. I'm gonna drop down to somewhere down here, and let's call this just extensions. I don't care. Right up here, and I'm gonna make this a public static class. Public bool public static is YouTube URL. That's right. This string URL. You had something you wanted to suggest. Yes, if URL contains. Yeah. So now I can go back over to article page. Not that one. This one. So, and article. Source URI is YouTube URL. So now I can go into my YouTube embed and add extra logic here. So I'm already doing something here. Public string, let's call this embed URI. If source URI contains live, yep. Sure. If the embed URI contains utu.be, is that right? Was that the URL? Yeah. No, you had something you wanted to suggest. Yes. Save those, rebuild, and try it again. How you doing, Rash? You have 4 years of development experience, but none of game dev. Can I guide you a bit? Well, I don't do game development. We're building a website today. There's a couple other folks that do game development, most notably Pirate Software. I would absolutely recommend if you want to see somebody building a game with Unity, make sure you check out Lana Lux. Big shout out to Lana. I'd also make sure to shout out Tim Baudet. Yep, building a website. And evidently it didn't start quite right. Try that again. I have to wait 51 seconds before giving another shout out? Fine. I just want to shout at all my friends. No, didn't start these ones. Why didn't you start? That makes me sad. Try again. And okay, it says it started. There we go. So now if I go over here, and there's the coding short from Sean. Don't have quite the right URL there. The more available is correct. No, that... Oh, I didn't change the iframe. This should now be... That should patch. There it is. There we go. Got that fixed. Thanks for the link, Napalm, for Lana's video. Not Lana, Layla's video. Lana, Layla. I'm saying too many people's names here. Let me copy the share link for that, and we'll create an ad. Layla's video here. Title is Cloud Native Apps with .NET Aspire. The author is Layla Porter. Published, it says 4 months ago. So I'm going to say the 18th. The URI is that. I'll copy in her description. 6,000 views on it. That's fantastic. That is awesome. Paste that in. Category is it's more news. It was what she was covering there. It wasn't really a sample. Save that. Okay, back over to here. So yeah, that's in my published date. So even though I added it and it's older, it's moved to the front. All right. And there we go. There we go. Do I sort by published date? My published date. Hang on. There's my published date. Go back over here for a second. That's the date that I published. But there's another date on this. Right? Wait, what? Where's that date field? That doesn't feel like it's passing through that properly. Like, it should overwrite that value. I'm going to come back to that later. Take that as an issue to address. Yeah, Irish John Games, Grumpy Game Dev. Krasenstein is almost done launching his card game online. Make sure you check out what Kras is working on. Okay, so I still need to figure out thumbnails, but that came through properly. And we're loading that out. Okay. I need to build this out. I still need to do featured post. Let's save what we've got for right now. What do we got? Yep, add all the things. Made article URLs more unique and improved YouTube shared link format. YouTube, let's just say improved YouTube link support. Let's just say that. Right, I'm working in the main branch right now because it's the first release, so I don't really care. Yeah, thank you, Surly, for sharing the link to Krasenstein. Okay. I need to do thumbnails. I need to move the admin section at some point. No, that's a mess. I shouldn't put that there. Right, that shouldn't be there. That's better. The published to local time. Full short. What other options do I have there that it was full long, general short daytime? What's that look like? Good enough. Can we make it a little wider? Let's make this the full width. I'd like to be able to sort that at some point, which is now leading me to think I should do this as a quick grid. Went to hibernation at 5%. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. If I make that a quick grid, though, I'm not going to be able to sort in static server rendered. I don't want to add search yet. And that admin piece, I almost want to move out. And set up as a completely separate website. What can we do? What can we do with that? Right, because it doesn't really matter to me that it's a separate website that only runs locally, that only I can submit into to start. Do I have... I should add the server-side capabilities, and then I can add the quick grid here. This feels good where I'm at. I need to add more to about. And I should probably have some suggest other article type things on the page. Develop stuff or play Skyrim. Overwatch Season 10 started the other day, so I've been dipping my toes in over there as well. Oh, man. If I bring in a login mechanism, even though it's just me, to start at least, I need to bring in and wire all of that up. Let me hold off on that. Because these 3 admin pages, right? Article edit and articles, 2 admin pages, really only should be running in localhost. I wonder. Right? Because then I can point to the production space and just say, go put stuff over there, and then I can just run it locally for now. Like, I'm trying to do minimum viable product type of thing right now. What if I did in my layout, right? I probably need category pages at some point. Can I inject iHost environment? If host environment is development. Bingo. That's a method, not a property. Then you get an admin page. Value cannot be null. No, restart. Come on, there it is. Over here. There it is. So now I get an admin page, and now I should also put it over in here. Inject I host environment. Thank you. If host environment else. Sure, I'll take that. I'll take that redirect to page. No. Hey there.
Anonymous just gifted 5 subs.
5 gift subs into the channel. Oh my goodness. Thank you to our anonymous gifter. Much appreciate the gift subs. Congratulations to Cypher of Tier, Code Warrior, Tokyo Rack, Chrissy Codes. Congratulations. You got gift subscriptions, and I'm going to make 5 donations to the American Cancer Society. Thank you so much. Oh, Major Advil also got a gift subscription as well. Thank you so much. How you doing there, Mots? Good to see you. Just do H2. You're not authorized. Right? That's easy. Just to put something on it. Yeah, I know. You don't have the thing. Oh my gosh, Sinclairinator with the gift subs.
Just gifted 5 subs.
Thank you. 5 gift subs in the channel from our friend Sinclairinator. Thank you so much, and I'll make another donation. Congratulations to Dave Sen, Will FM, Co Jackson Hater, Robert Steffen, and Gone Fishing 88. You got gift subscriptions from Sinclairinator. Much appreciate. Thank you. That's awesome. And I will pay that forward to the American Cancer Society. Where was it? I was in here, and I'm just going to copy in this very simple no, this is not the right one. No, not that one. Article edit is it? Yeah, there you go. Paste. Let me go to the end down here, and I need to close that. Low Viz.
Low_Viz cheered 500.
Thank you so much. 500 bits and another donation to the American Cancer Society. Thank you. We've lost so many folks in our tech community to cancer. Going back as far as July 2023 is when I started with this push to support the American Cancer Society. We lost one of the original members of our community, Brave Cobra, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I got to speak to him on his final whole day with us, and it was great to meet him, and I got choked up talking to a guy who, you know what? It's the last time, the only time he got to meet me, and the last time he got to meet me. But we've lost a couple other folks. Vittorio Bertucci, from the tech community, a well-known security researcher, former Microsoft employee, colleague. He was working for Auth0. Some amazing people that we've lost to cancer, and I've had a number of folks in my family be diagnosed and go through it. So to pay forward and support the American Cancer Society and trying to find a cure, happy to do that. And for those of you out there that might be dealing with cancer treatments, or folks in your family that are going through cancer treatments, I'm standing with you. I know there's a cure out there. We will find a cure. We as a society will find a cure, and helping with that is in this little way is something that I can do. We're going to be pivoting slightly in May, and we're going to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in May. They've been doing a ton of work to beat pediatric cancer. Kids go into those facilities, the various St. Jude branch facilities, and their main hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. They get to go there for free, and in more cases than ever before, 40-50% of the kids that come in with cancer are cured. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, PC Nerd, you're battling it. Oh, my heart goes out to you. And we are fighting the fight. We stand with you, and dear Lord, one of the reasons that you see me use a bit of purple in my websites, right? I think I've touched on this briefly before. One of the reasons you see me use purple, first off, I like the color purple, but one of the things that you see when I use the color purple, thank you, Ryan, appreciate the follow. I particularly choose this color purple because the color is known as Rebecca purple. The story, you can look up the story of the Rebecca purple color, but it is a salute to folks that are fighting cancer. The 30-second elevator pitch is one of the folks on the board that was deciding the various CSS colors tragically lost his young daughter, Becca, to childhood cancer, and to remember her, hold it together, they decided to name a common purple color after her. And she said in her final days with her to her father, she said, "My name's not Becca. That's a baby's name. My name's Rebecca." And we have Rebecca purple. When you see websites that I make and there is a bright purple highlight in it, whether it's a bar at the bottom in the footer, or like I'm doing here up in the header, and I'm purposely going from a very dark purple through to a lighter purple on the side, and I'm stopping at the Rebecca purple color in the middle. It's me saying, giving a salute to fighting cancer. All right. It's not Twitch or Blazor. No. That's why ClipTalk used a shade of purple. It wasn't quite Rebecca purple, but it used a shade of purple. You're Irish, but in China, says Ryan. Have family dealing with cancer back home. Mother had breast cancer. Cousin had brain cancer. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, so I do pay it forward and make a donation, make donations to the American Cancer Society. And I make those donations through work, and they get matched. Microsoft matches all of your donations. So I will bring up and share the story of Rebecca Purple here real quick. Let's start here, because there's Eric, and there it is. There's the shade of purple. So, but it's a silly little thing that you can do. You can kind of hide in your CSS, right, as a way to salute, remember, and support, show just a little bit of support for folks fighting cancer. Yeah, it's easy to remember. 639. Yep. 663399. Yep. So, and now you know. All right. So now the admin pages, these are kind of protected, hidden behind that developer state. I still need to do thumbnails. I need to do... I could do a little bit more on the about page. I could do a little more on the about page. Thank you for the follow. Is it I am Lear? Hello. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Yes, you can use my microphones. Write me the content for an about page on a website called aspirify.net. Bye. What? I think you're using the wrong microphone, friend. Write me the content for... Ah. No, I had the wrong input. Write me the content for an about page for the website aspirify.net. This is a news website that covers content, samples, tutorials, and commentary about the .NET Aspire framework. Not quite. I like where they're going with this. Changing color for the day. Ah, there you go, Surly Dev. Thank you. That's not quite, but that's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. Can I copy that? Where's the copy button? Right? Yeah, there we go. So I'll go back here to the About page. There. And I'll just paste these in. Certainly, Dev, with the gift subs.
5 subs.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Much appreciate 5 gift subs into the channel. And I'll make 5 more donations to the American Cancer Society. War2R, Time2DD, Bob Trufant, Torumbar815, Gavin's Awful Stream. Congratulations. You just got gift subscriptions from our friend Surly Dev. Thank you so much for that support. I'm going to get rid of some of that. Let's clean up a little bit. About, I've already got the About section up at the top. Let's make this bold. Welcome to...
Certainly.
No, not you.
Below is the content
Stop.
for the About page
Cancel.
of the Aspera FFI Net website. About Aspera FFI Net.
No, stop. Okay. So, like this.
Certainly.
No.
How can I assist you further?
Let's say .NET Aspire. I don't know about that stuff yet.
Certainly.
No.
Let's delve into the fast...
I don't need that. To the .NET Aspire framework. Let's take this. And is it something like that? No, I forget the surround with command. What's the surround with hotkey? The .NET Aspire community. No. H2. Wrap these. Really? Just do a little... think there's some content in there that I'm going to need to update. Let's do one of these. No. This is an ordered list. No, that's not what I typed. Really? Okay. Replace this. Come on now. The suggestions are over the top and not what I'm looking for. Here we go. There's another H2 here. Here's an unordered list. I'm sure there was a website or some tool online that would automatically convert Markdown to HTML. Let me see here. Do I? Yep, that ended. Okay. How you doing there? Thank you. Icy Scream. Welcome. No. Like, stop giving me the IntelliSense for things that are a complete HTML tag. Like, not cool. Resource Hub? And this should be aspirify.net. Yep. Maybe this should be... Nah, don't... You know what? Don't need it. Aspirify.net is a dynamic online platform that brings you a wealth of information, insights, and resources related to .NET Aspire framework. Mission to is empower individuals, foster collaboration, and promote excellence. Okay, that's not bad. Is this Blazor? Yes, it is. Yep. What is .NET Aspire Framework? Is a comprehensive ecosystem designed to enhance development and deployment of web applications. Whether you're a seasoned developer, curious learner, or an aspiring entrepreneur, Aspire provides tools, knowledge, and inspiration you need to succeed. No. Comprehensive framework of cloud native applications. provides the tools, framework, the tools and framework you need to succeed. That's a little bit better. At aspirify.net, content samples explore real-world examples, case studies, and success stories from Aspire users, from innovative web applications to creative solutions. We showcase first. Okay. Dive into our step-by-step tutorials, learn how to leverage Aspire's features effectively. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced user, our tutorials cater. Sure. Stay informed with our insightful commentary. We analyze industry news, share expert opinions. Sure. Our team comprises seasoned developers, designers, and enthusiasts who are, okay. Aspirify.net is more than a website. It's a community hub. Connect with like-minded individuals. Eventually, we'll get there. Whether you're seeking code snippets, design inspiration, or troubleshooting tips, we've got you covered. There's the wrong name there at the bottom. That it. Aspirify.net. Okay. Oh, and I can update. There was I now have something to put in the footer as well. Right. I'm kind of like a I'm kind of like a cat, just catching different things here as I go through. Ooh, I have this. Ooh, let me go add that. I'm going to move Facebook back down in here, but we now have Twitter. And target is blank. Twitter.com, Aspirify. No. And now I've got a Twitter account that takes you out to Aspirify. Nice. Okay. There's more to add. Icy Scream is trying to get up to speed on C# because I have a potential job that uses C# and I have more experience in Python and Go. Yeah. Check out. Will this be on GitHub at some point? The output of this is going to drive the Big Dumb blog sample and series of videos and workshop and lectures that I end up delivering over the next year or two. Icy Scream, check out my video series on YouTube on the .NET channel. I go from soup to nuts getting folks into C# and different frameworks. There's an AMA at the beginning of every stream. So if you go into the playlist here, not live, you want to watch some of the content that I've already got out there. There I am. So there is a series of videos and content out here all about learning C# and various frameworks as part of that. The series that I've been working on, Learn C# in the with C# in the cards, I've hit a stumbling point and I need to get back in. It's been almost a month since the last episode, and I need to get into that. You're working on Blazor, but it's really confusing me. You're trying to get a JOT token from an API and store it in local storage, but you get a JavaScript interop error. I would need to see a little bit of what you're working on there. So I'm going to need to take a pause and get a beverage at some point here. Let's see. Oh, we need the UL in there to close that. Let's commit and ship that stuff. Added some security around admin. A Twitter link. And updated the About page. I should have broken these into separate things, but I don't care. It's just me getting things started here. What else? So the About page has something in it. I don't really have category pages yet. I need more content to build out, and I need a featured post capability. Let me do these bits up here first. Yeah. Right, so this is one from each category. Right? Let's see. Oh, wait a sec. Did I implement this? I did. And it looks at a featured table. To decide what to put at the top. Hang on. I don't have enough content to put at the top yet. Let's just comment it out for right now. Right? This block for the top news section. Right? Those are the 6 posts. I'm going to move this out. And create a component. Top news. .razor. I don't really have top news and featured news yet. So why kill myself trying to figure out what it is? Top news. Right? Like, that's a thing. There it is. Right? Topnews.razor right there. So it should look the same, and then when I comment it out, remove it, right? But I'll eventually put stuff back in there. So it looks the same. It's not missing anything. Like, I'm okay with that. So I still need to do featured posts. Popular news and featured posts down here, I think. To get something launched, just axe it for now. In the footer. Right, here's these two. Just comment it for right now. We'll have that feature eventually, but not yet. Build errors. Really? right? There's that column. Oh, there's the comments on it. No matter. And that should hide that couple things. Hey, Deflux. Hello. Everything's breaking at work. Oh, no. That social icon I thought was there. A Google Plus icon. Starting up. That's fine to start. We fix that footer. I don't like that scroll. Hey there, XZV Warrior. Welcome. How do I send a message in chat? Like that. Let's see, what else do I need here? I need, just to get us launched, need to do something with this. And the thumbnails. Oh, the scroll thing, getting it to scroll to the top when we click through to one of these. See how it kind of comes through and it's not up at the top? There's a way that I did that with the C# in the cards website. Let me take a quick look at that. Open a project. Did I have it? It was right there. Come here. That one. So let's get this loaded. And then we'll get it hopefully published in just a little bit. And then we can go back and start adding some of those other features. I'll hard code some of the thumbnails for right now too, I guess. So here on this website, on the lesson details page, how do I get it to scroll to the... What did I do to get it to scroll to the top? Google tag, we're going to want that eventually. There we go. When we do an enhanced load, scroll to the top. And that's in app.razor. Okay, so even though I'm scrolled somewhere down here, when I navigate through, no, that didn't. That didn't do a thing there. Okay. Yeah, there it goes. Right. So I'm scrolled somewhere down here, click that, yeah. And it went to the top for latest news. So if I'm somewhere down here and I click into this, I'm scrolled to the top, click back, and I'm back at the top. Good. Okay. Let's commit a couple of those changes. What do we got? Yeah, just add everything. Removing parts of homepage to allow MVP publication. Good. Let's figure out featured post over here and then go back and get the thumbnails and get those laid out. Yeah. Yeah. Hey there. Hunters PT. Hello, welcome. High tech redneck. That's beautiful. Tried to step through the code and nothing's happening, but the audio of this stream's cutting in and out. It turns out you're starting and stopping, refreshing the page over here. Oh, that's great. Okay, let me do this. Let's do this. I want to pause for just a second because I'm out of coffee. So I want to get myself something. I want to get myself a fine beverage. So let me pause for just a minute. We're broadcasting on Twitch and YouTube. You can find me over on the tube of all thing you. That's a thing. That's totally a thing. I want to add the featured post, and I want to wire up an initial cut on the thumbnails. I need to hide the number of views because I'm not doing that just yet. Okay. Tell you what, I'm gonna run 2 minutes of ads just so that we can push a little bit on getting a little bit of ad money over that we can donate to the American Cancer Society. I will be right back in just about 2 minutes here, all right? Thank you, Risky, for the sub.
All right, just resubscribed for 8 months.
Yep, give me 2 minutes. Just going to get a beverage, take a bio break, grab a beverage for yourself. I will be right back, all right? See you in 2. And those of you still watching, I'll be right back. Okay. There I am. I disappeared. That's right. Just took off for those 2 quick minutes. And that should... Yep, gives us 40 minutes of no advertising on the channel. Terrific. Let's go see what we can do about this. Let's go see what we can do. I see there's a couple things. Let me go back over to the code. We're working on this website that we're going to launch today. And in fact, you haven't seen it, but a couple of the .NET Aspire team members have stopped by during the stream. They've had their eyes on this, but they stopped by. So let's go through. I don't have any capability to delete articles yet, but we'll get there. At some point, I'll want to have author pages so you can see other content from this author grouped in one place. I'll want shared by pages so you can see content from that person shared all in one place, with some other information about those folks so that you can learn more. Thought I heard something. Let me see here. 1 second. Send a quick message to Mrs. C# Fritz, and then we're going to clean up some more of these items and get it moved on here. There we go. All right. Hey, McNets. Hello. So let me get rid of this view count next to these. I can close the C# in the cards website. We grab that little trick. I should document this somewhere, like a blog post or something. Hang on. Okay. What is Gmap? I don't think I don't need the Google Maps stuff here. That's not part of this. I can get rid of that. I don't think. What is Popper.js? These came with the template. Right. What is Gmap.js? I think that's a Google Map things. Yeah. What is Popper.js? js.org. Positioning tooltips and popovers. Okay. I don't think I have one used here at all. So for right now, comment that. Yeah. Okay. So let me hide these places where it says views. Here. Just comment that. Oh shoot. Now I'm getting a call from the wife. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that. She had a little bit of a problem yesterday that we don't want to have reoccur. Let me get rid of the little eyeball thing there also. Let's just move that over here. So that's fine. And this count of comments, well, we're going to clean up this whole thing. How about the videos? That's fine. I'm okay with those. But this thing we're going to rewrite. These categories don't go anywhere just yet. That's fine. And let's see. What else do we want to do? I think the first featured post is going to be announcing aspirify.net. Let's see if we can grab an appropriate thumbnail for some of these, like a URL for it. Let's start here with this one from Sean. How can I get a thumbnail URL for a YouTube video? Okay. So the unique ID, okay. Use the video's unique ID to create a custom thumbnail URL. The standard format is replace ID with the actual ID. Oh. Why didn't you say so? View and save the thumbnail. Okay, so if I take this format, right? Let's open a new tab. I'm not going to go there just yet, but the video ID is this bit. And I replace that. There's Sean. And it's 1287.20. Okay. Let's take that technique. Let's go to the video segment on the home page. So down here, let me go to, here's my article content that defines my type. JSON ignore, public string, YouTube thumbnail. Dude. Really? And source URI is YouTube URL. Get the YouTube video ID from the source URI. Yeah. Yeah. Clean it up. And then this becomes... hey there, Oxapollo. Hello. video ID. So then back over here on home, first video dot, right? No. What's the URL that it got for that? Oh, F12 into that. Let's take a look. E. Cloud native apps with .NET Aspire. Yeah, see, it's got the question mark SI in there. Remove the question mark SI equals. That works. Haha. All right. Can I get rid of what's hoverbox? Let's get rid of those background items. Style CSS 98. Where to go? No. 988. That didn't apply yet. Let's restart and see what happens. Hey there, Palisar. Getting off a long day trying to wrap your head around event storming. That's an interesting process, and one of those ceremonies that folks in Scrum kind of go through, isn't it? Nope, didn't remove that. I thought, didn't I just save that? Didn't I save it right there? Come here. It's those right there. Style CSS 988. Yeah, there it is now. Okay. I'd also like to make that, instead of this weird shaped box, let's make it like a 1920 1080. Right, this right here. It's got a size here somewhere. Is it video holder, title section, latest videos, news post, video post. And then the video links underneath of it. Where's the computed? Right, somewhere this is specified. There's a size being specified. Width is 688. Height is 516. Where are they coming from? Like, I'm okay with the width at 688. But I want to scale 1920, 1080 appropriately. Right? Calculator time. So, right, 1920 by to 10 and 1080. Right, it's 1920 wide is the same as 688. So, 1920 divided by 688. And we're going to 1 over that times 1080. 387 is what we want to make the height of this. .387 pixels. Why did it cut off the bottom? Show me that. Oh, okay, hang on. That image has those black borders on it. What's one JPEG? No. Those are various frames from it. Copy the image. Take me over to paint.net. Let's look at this for a second. Yeah, I want 16 by 9. Right, but there's a bit of padding around this, and I'm willing to bet there's something similar on the others. Right? It's 360 by 480. Because they squared it off. .41 by 45. They've added 45 pixels at the top, and I bet you it's 45 pixels at the bottom. Yeah, they've added 45 on both sides. So the image that comes back there's also okay, it does stay the same. I want to take no, I want you here. No. Hang on. Let's take this back up here. Okay. Margin top minus 45 pixels. What if I take it all the way to 90? Too much. $65. Bingo. Okay. For each one of these, no. Video. Show me. I should have thought of 16 by 9. That would have made the math so much easier, wouldn't it? Thank you. You're right. You're right. Index outside the bounds of the array. Source URI, YouTube live, and it's got an SI there. It doesn't contain watch. No. Source URI contains yeah, handle that. Try that now. Yeah, it's a 16 by 9 image that they stuffed into a 4 by 3. Change my font to Comic Sans. Give me a minute. We'll do it. There we go. And I need to get rid of that color overlay on those. And I need to do the same thing with the 4 by 3 buffering around it. So let's grab this. Styles. There it is right there. Styles 1040. There's the background right there. There we go. And we're going to want to do the same trick with these, where I'm going to take that image margin top 20 pixels to start. And I also need to figure out what the height is of this thing. The width is 228. 16 by 9. 228 divided by 16. It's 14. So what's my height? Times 9? 128. So right here, style, height equals 128 pixels. Style equals margin top minus 20 pixels. Just guessing at that. Close. The height's wrong. There it is. Here. If I make that... No. Oh, you know what? No, that's... So on the video post there... I put it on post image. What if I do overflow Y hidden? Yeah, there we go. Overflow Y hidden. There we go. There we go. Not bad. I don't think do I need the time on those? The time's not right, so I don't think so. It's not bad. I need content for up here. I need to get thumbnails for these ones. Oh, I'm so close. I need to figure out these and yank that one. So these ones, where it is a YouTube video, we're going to do something similar with this. Should that be standard post? No. Okay. There's the thumbnail. Alt should be article title. Category will eventually wire that up. Man, we're so close. You want me to go to Comic Sans? All right, we'll do that real quick. And you want Comic Sans. Let's head over to that view. That's a thing. 15 minutes on the clock for a little Comic Sans. I need to get the thumbnail in here. For the videos, no problem. That's... Right, I can do a thing here. Article... Right, I can do source URI dot is YouTube. If it is, I'm going to output article YouTube thumbnail. Otherwise, it is article dot thumbnail. Okay. I don't have thumbnails for these ones yet. So, Comic Sans doesn't look bad. To some folks' eyes, it doesn't. So it formatted and placed those. And once again, we've got the black borders on it, right? And right, our computed size is 262 by 350. You know what? I think I'm okay with forcing the video size there, forcing the 4:3. But I do need thumbnails for these two. Let's see if we can... This is Learn Microsoft. The number of views on the page. The article page needs to disappear. Let's update that real quick. And there is... No, I didn't want to yank it completely. There is an idea for share buttons here for social media. We'll get that running in the future as well. There we go. There's the source website. There isn't really a thumbnail for this. Generate a thumbnail for a blog post called What's New in .NET Aspire Preview 5. Okay, show me the image. We're waiting. Let me do it in Firefox. Because I'm actually signed in to Bing, the Bingle. Or maybe I'm not. I thought I was. Yes, I am signed in. All right, fine. More creative. Generate a thumbnail image for the blog post. What's new in .NET Aspire Preview 5? Good. Create it. Now we're getting images. It's over on that side. Here we go. What? That's a Jedi. I can select things in this? How do... Yes, keep it square. Steampunk? What does that have to do with .NET Aspire? New topic. This blog post talks about writing software with the cloud native framework .NET Aspire and the C# programming language. Where'd it go? I've gone too far. I'll try to create that. Okay. There's a ninja. This one's not too bad. Ship it. I don't know what that did. I have no idea where I'm going to put this. Because I don't have a way to upload thumbnails just yet. Let's do this. Let's generate a default thumbnail for things. Generate a default thumbnail for blog posts on the website. For generate a default thumbnail based on the .NET Aspire triangle logo. Yeah, start there. See if it can find that. Yeah, I know where you can put it. See what it gives me. Or I could just use the .NET Aspire logo and put it on a background or something. Holy crow, no. .NET Aspire logo. You. That's better, even. No. Back over to paint.net. Hey, there's our friend Layla. Close that. Don't save. What was the original size of that thumbnail? Right. Nah, I'm not going to get this thing deployed today. $294, not 400. It says 217 by 290. That doesn't make sense. Ah, look at that, it changed. 350 by 262. 350, 262. No, you know what? No. Just put that joint in the middle. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. And fill that in with white. Because we're not fancy yet. Default news thumbnail. Cool. Okay. That's on the article page. Latest news. Images. Default news thumbnail. Default underscore news underscore thumbnail webp. There we go. Is there a thing that I cut off at the top of that? Hey there, Ox Apollo. You're diving heavily into C# lately while you go for your Bachelor of Science degree. The next 2 years are trying to tailor your roadmap for C# jobs. Any recommendations? Are there specific areas of C# that are more employable? Web development. And web development and then Windows application development. Should I just stick to searching for C# as a keyword? No. Generate an abstract background and add the logo myself. That's not bad either. Yeah, there's a thing. Yuck. We'll do something fancier. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to ship and launch this live on stream. Let's do... Oh, and we're done with Comic Sans. Oh, Comic Sans. Get me out of here and back to... Come on. Why isn't the Stream Deck? There we go. Get me back to... Yeah. Little full screen coding, right? Yeah, there we go. Then I can turn off. So I use, for those that are interested, I use a font called Cascadia Code. It's an open source font that the Windows Terminal team makes. Try to build projects for them. There you go. Okay. I need to figure out featured post, and then I can publish this thing. Let me commit what I've got. I'm not going to publish it today. Well, in this stream. So close. Added YouTube thumbnail detection and presentation. Fantastic. We're really close. Just need to do the featured post. And then I think we're ready to publish. But I do need to go. I have a couple other meetings I need to get to, things that need my attention. After I'm done those meetings, I'll drop into office hours, into one of the channels on Discord, and see if I can get this finished and published. As well as I want to get these articles in that first block of content up on the main website, and I think I also want to fix that publish date that wasn't quite loading properly there. But for now, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. We've been building a ton of features using .NET Aspire, using Blazor for this website that we're going to launch hopefully later today, maybe tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had a really big audience today, a lot bigger audience than we've had in a while. I'll be tinkering with Aspirify.net over the next few days and weeks, and then we'll go back into TagsApp. Yeah, I expect to be streaming this weekend. There's a bunch of time for me to stream this weekend. do long marathon streams this weekend, writing code, building things together. But for now, I do need to run. Let me see who else is streaming out there that I can get you connected to that's doing something cool out there. I'm going to take a look on the big Twitch TV network. Let me get... You know, we haven't joined... We were talking a bit about Copilot today. Let's head over to Code Rushed and join him. He's doing some work with Copilot. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back. I'm not going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm actually speaking at our local code camp, Philly.net Code Camp. So I will not be online in the morning. I might try and jump on in the afternoon. We'll see how it goes. But I will definitely be on Saturday. Probably Sunday also. All right? Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.